My name is Scott Hampton. I live in Visalia, California. To give you an idea where that's at, I'm just west of Sequoia National Park and between Fresno and Bakersfield. Today's demo is on basics of wood turning boxes. I'm going to cover, some techniques that will help you get started in this. Boxes are a really fun project to make. There's oodles and oodles of designs you could use in boxes. And the fun part is you can make them as elegant as you want or as simple as you want. And they're useful. You can put things in them. They're just not going to sit on a shelf and go, ooh. You can put rings. You can make small ones that are for pill boxes. I also make what are called, they're really tiny boxes, but I call them, for lack of better terms, spice finger pots or spice pots. And with something certain plant that's legal here in California, some of those shops really like them, and I'll make like 100 at a time for them, and I'll sell them to them wholesale because they fit right in your pocket. And I make the lid tight enough to where it's not going to pop off. You just got to, it's one of those pop lids. So you put your little stash in there, put it in your pocket, no worries. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with showing how to make a simple pop lid like I just discussed. And I'm just going to use, let me see, switch cameras there. This is just a 2x2 dowel that I picked up at the hardware store. This is just for practice. You can use it to make projects out of. I use it sometimes to make ornaments or parts of ornaments, and it's really handy for that kind of stuff. First thing I want to do is I want to true that up. I'm going to grab me my small, like this, a 1 inch. It's a 3/4 inch roughing gouge, which is just make sure everything's true once I got it stuck in the chuck. Before I tightened it, I kind of adjusted it, tapped it a little bit just to get it running as true as I can that way. It's always better to take the tool to it and get it running true, kind of, how it's running on the lathe here. But I start my cut on the inside and work my way out. You don't want to come in on the edge because you can't get a catch in the grab and yank that piece right out of the chuck. So you want to start on the inside here. And I'm going to kill him death, man. Yep. Now I'm going to grab my pencil and work that again. We make it down again. Smaller. Look at my tool that. Well, smaller. And yes. You gotta take it easy and that big roundings. That's deep and well. Aesthetic. And we are going to need front too soft. If you see it, let's get a little bit of experience putting these together, you can get some of this basic stuff done a little bit faster with practice. All right, so you got that. So we'll just make this a very small lid here. I'm going to reverse this. And put a tenon on the bottom of this. Up there, just up. That way we can reverse it back and hollow out the middle. And chew this part up. The banana again, so I can climb up and it looks like not big. Now make sure the fat thing on your way, then you got a white cloth there. Right along this area right here. Cameras. All right. So you want to keep let's see if there you go. That's good, huh? All right. So you look down in this little corner here and here. Well, you need a little flat right here. You don't want it domed like here. You can undercut it just a little bit if you want this flat. It's definitely there because that's where your piece is going to rest on your chuck. That's the most holding power of your chuck is right there when it sits on the face of your jaws that are right here. Want to make sure that they're going to sit right on it. Take it out. Chuck here and you'll see what I mean. You want this area. You need a flat there to rest right here on the chuck jaws. That wasn't right. It keeps it from popping out like when you're putting a lot of pressure on your piece. Surprising how much pounds of pressure it takes to turn a piece. It's quite a lot. Can't remember the exact. It's all different with different woods, but it's quite a bit. So you need that. If it's domed like this, you're still going to get that rocking, and you're never going to get it to run true once you put it in the chuck. It's just always going to be on a slightly awkward position, and it's going to tend to pop out of the chuck. We got this one ready.
And then another sign that you don't have it made right is like you reverse chuck and you're putting that new tenon in there. And then your piece is running just out around and you got to go back and screw it up. Plus tenon and the tenon wall wasn't made correctly.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10.
So this is going to be the tenon. Oh, overhead. This will be the tenon that the lid will fit on. So I need to cut all of this part out so it fits on that little tenon right here.
You're out of camera. Oh, there you go.
So it's going to fit right in there. So what we need to do is measure this little tenon right here with your calipers. Like that. I want to walk it down. And according to my calipers, this is 1.5 inches. Really close to 1.5 inches. I didn't even measure it, and it came out that crazy. How about that? So I want to chuck the lid in first. And we're going to just hollow it out just a little bit. As you can see, it's resting right there on the jaws, right there. And you want to go around and just make sure it's resting all the way around. There we go. And you need another set of calipers here. Go. It's 1.5, so I'm going to adjust my calipers to the size my digital calipers showed. Just going to find 1.5 here. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just adjusting the measurements on my So I'm just going to adjust it just a little bit smaller. That way we can work up to the size. What last thing you want to do is have this be too big and then they won't fit together because you do need to use the body of the box to jam chuck. We can move some of these tools out of the way. I'm off my lathe bed. And more. I need to swing around my tool rest to the front. I'm going to show how to hollow this using a scraper and a spindle gouge. I want to make sure my spindle gouge will be
into your split picture.
Oh, yep. Let's do that. There we go. Okay. So you want the point of your tool is going to need to be at the center when it's level. So my tool rest is a little too low. I want to raise it up. Adjust it again. Handles parallel with the floor. And we've got right on the center. And we can just start hollowing this out. It's like this. But first I want to make sure I got those. Once I put those calipers in, just have them in my hand. That's normal for one of the demos, isn't it?
Can't blame your grandson on that.
No, there they are. Okay, I got it. The right ones. All right. I'm just going to touch this on this corner here, so you can see. I'm going to draw a line there. I'm not going to touch this far corner because if it grabs, it's going to flip these back at me. So I want to avoid that. See, the focus is going in and out of that one camera. So I'm going to start with that line on the inside and work my way until it matches where this point is. It's barely touching. And here that I did not notice before. There. Yep. And match these up. It's got a bend in it. I don't know why. I like these heavier calipers anyway. All right. We're just going to work our way there, and you'll be able to see the line form as I do those. You see what I mean? See that line go up? I think I'm right on it already. On it. Yeah, I'm right on the first one. I'm trying to edit a couple times. It happens sometimes. It won't be that way. I just want to make this just a little bit bigger, though. I did measure it this slightly smaller. And do that. I'm going to mark that with a pencil here. Got a lines in case to see it better. There. So I'm going to start with this spindle gouge here. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to get the best view here so you guys aren't, I'm not blocking you any. I'm going to start right here in the middle. You just got to kind of drill it in there a little ways. And I'm just going to bring the point out and point the outside.
What fluid are you cutting? What degree are you aiming at something?
Well, the handle starts, it's level with the bedways. And then when you do this, you have to drop the handle a little ways. And you're kind of cutting.
About towards 10 again.
You start pretty much on the point, and then you start cutting right in this area. Oh, let me turn it around. Start with the point just shy of the center there. And when you start getting the shavings, you'll be cutting right in this area right here, at the top of the tool.
I don't.
Or at the bottom of the tool, I'm sorry. You only bring it up to that line, you know it's not the right size. And if it's slowly adjust it. And then we're going to come in with a small scraper. That's used by carbide. We're going to mix it up here and use a carbide because you want a straight wall right where that lid is going to fit on, the tenon on the lid. All the way. This is going to be a no, things seem to be walking away with these back in the teeth. It's all strange. Old lid, I don't want that. Yeah, oh, this one. It wasn't that big. Oh, the lid is in there. What am I talking about? All right. Something for the body. You want to bring up the body here and just see how much further you got to go. And yeah, I'm going to switch cameras here. Right now. That. There we go. So I just want to get that right. This to go in there. So it's the reason for cutting it smaller so you can work your way up to it. If you try to get it exact, it's always going to be just a little bit bigger than you want it. So using this carbide, it's going to be the same as a scraper. Just going to push it in using a corner. Hit a straight parallel wall. There we go. A little bit bigger. What I like about the carbide, not like a traditional scraper, you can cut right here on the top and on the sides. You can just kind of move the tool right over into that area and bang, and you get a cut.
Can you go back to the other hammer?
Oh, yep. Okay.
There we go.
And we'll see how that fits there. Just a little bit bigger. So you want to work up to it. You want to work it up to it. If you're using carbide, you want to make sure you're right on the center. I am while the tool handle is center well with the heads. You want the handle docked or up. We don't want to go to the finished size here. We just want to use this so we can jam it all back together. And this, I'm afraid it takes a bigger cut. Always use paper towels to straighten everything out.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Hey, use paper towels for what?
If it comes a little loose, use paper towels, put it on the inside, and then put it together as a jam chuck. If it's a little sloppy when you get to this point, yeah, you use a paper towel in there. And it'll pick up that little bit of a gap. And you jam that back on because you need to jam it all back together when you reverse it so I can finish the top and shape the body of the box. And more. This is where patience comes in. I think I got it that time. That is just about to slip on. Yep, see, now it's 2 leaves. I will use the paper towel trick here. I'm going to jam it back together. I want to finish the inside there, so I'm going to grab me my spindle gouge and just create a nice little dome on the inside, just kind of make it look kind of nice. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with that point. We're just going to gently and bring up his feet a little bit so we get a bit. Oops. It's a nice nickel cut. It is oil designed on the inside if you want. Sometimes I like to do this on the inside. It's like a little sheet. Little point in the middle. Once you make it, you have to make it to where you can apply texture on the inside. So, we'll deal with the main box that we're doing today. And don't be fooled, because there's a lot of shavings right there that can throw the design off when you're looking at it. And I'll leave a shelf right there, and you see the little point. I'm not going to work on it too much because this is just our get to know wood turning boxes type of project right now. And we're going to lower this just a little bit. It's going to be kind of a soft top. Not going to have a pop lid. It's going to be a loose fitting one, but you get that out of there. And we got to put the body back in. Like, I'll stick the lid down on the floor there. Grab it. And make sure it's still running true. Yep, just that. And we can still adjust it because this isn't the final shape of the box. I'm just going to clean that up real quick before we put the lid and the body together. So I'm just going to take a push cut here. Pick it apart. Kind of fill in all that garbage here, make it easier to hollow it out, everything in that. And I'm just going to take some of this tenon down. We don't need that much of a tenon in here. Got yes, sir. Camera for a camera angle. Do you have, the head-on one there, then one for the overhead? Sure. Yep. See how that looks. Oh, well, not that one. Not that one. That's it. Well, let's do the 3 cameras. Zoom out. There we go. How's that? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. If it's annoying to anyone, shout out and let us know. Yes. All right, so I'm going to grab me a piece of paper towel here. So, nothing fancy, just a Costco brand. You don't need anything fancy. Have a paper towel. So I just want to cut it up or just tear it. It's a little too big. Be enough right there. Just a little square here. You can also add 2 if you need 2 pieces if it needs it. You don't want to go crazy with it though. Change this. See how? Oh, there we go. Still a little too loose, so I'm just going to add 1 more piece. No fun fact about
the coinage of Toulouse, and being a French, what we call a French fit. Toulouse is actually a city in France, and so from Woodturners, we have a go at it and called a Toulouse fit.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, it sounds like we lost somebody. Somebody dropped that. There we go. And you'll turn all this extra paper towel away. I've got the grain pretty much lined up, sort of, here.
And it was the person with the Zoom
user?
And it's the Zoom user, whoever that was.
I have no idea. That's kind of weird if they would have a name like that.
That was me. I didn't miss it, so I was on my phone until I got my computer.
Oh, okay. We're wondering who that was. Oh, I'm glad you're still here. We thought we lost somebody. All right, so we got that jammed on there. That's the use of paper towels. That way this doesn't ripple. Yeah, oh, there we go. All right, the paper towels there. We'll turn those away. But this is nice and tight, and it'll keep it from spinning while we shape the outside of the box here.
Hey, Scott, when you put it on like them, you took the line the gray this time?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to check one more time on. So I got the line right there. So it looks like it's in the right spot. Got a line right here. See that grain that goes all the way through to there? This is the only one that looks off for some reason. I don't know why. Some of them look off, some of them don't. So you got these two that are identical. And these two would be...
Well, I think they're two different pieces of wood. Remember, you had to remake the box.
These are the same ones, though. And they came from the same piece.
Right. But the lead came off.
Well, that's right. It did, didn't it?
Right.
So it's not going to exactly line up, but pretty close. Because it's playing out here. So we're going to get subject to it.
I was just saying in reference when you're doing this, that's what we try to do is line up.
That's right. That's what we did, huh? Okay. Yeah, but if you can, line up the grain at this point. Because when you're shaping it, it really helps with the design of it so you can see everything that's going on. Let me get rid of these paper towels here. And the other one here. I'm just going to create and start here. I'm just going to work my way down a little bit and create just sort of like a cove for the whole box. And you're working them back this way. You don't want to go uphill to be fighting in grain. Set up. Here's a little bump right here. You have a profile while I'm looking up here. I'm going to try using my small scruffing gun. Sometimes this can really help clean these things up. I have a larger tool and I've got a larger, longer gun in it. Back this way and make sure your tool doesn't touch its eyes. Having a nice taper here also makes it easy to hold the box in your hand. You don't want to leave any flat areas, and that's what I'm getting rid of. There was like a flat right here in the counter. There we go. Grab my spindle tab again, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to clean up. I'm going to work on the lid here. I'm just going to angle it that way. Make sure it's not too high. You did use a different tool, so I did adjust it up a little further. There we go. And we're just going to pitch it 7 down further. Alright, and loose. So I'm going to bring up my tailstock and just touch it right there. I'll hold it together for a little bit, and then I'll put one more piece of paper on there. You want to get rid of my point on my. You know what? The point on here, because it's going to bite you to become a rod that gets rid of it. And just, that wasn't in there very tight. I don't think I used it since I put it back in there. I always make sure I keep an eye on where this is going. And I'll put that in my magnet holder. Leaving the point in there, if you need to adjust this to make it more centered, if the point's there, it's going to draw this, the life center, always right back to that little hole that little point initially made. And this is just to snug it up tight enough so we can do some more work on the lid. Let it come off here. Just a little bit, you know. When we're done getting the product, if another hour, you know. Got another one here. Yeah, this was. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just making another fold here about the body of the bar. And so I can go a little bit further in there. I am going to put the point to the center. Okay. Little point that screws on. You guys can see this. So keep this from turning. You're going to stick a little rod in there. And it stops, and then you can screw this on. It's going to allow me to get right up to the very top of the piece. I can just kind of finish that area up. Just gently bring it up. It's going to leave a little divot there, and we'll clean that up last. I'll grab some masking tape and take it around and tighten that up a little bit more. Finish the lid here. That's all you got in the east. But it's here on the way, not going to extremes like for face. The master thing, all these one socket. I'm just going to touch this to clean that edge up. Like I said, with these. This is just going to go on my project going. I'm going to scrape this a little bit here, using the edge of my bevel. Got kind of a long bevel on there. Kind of a scrape through just to see if there's any little marks that might have left behind. It did, sack and stuff, and all the beads that we just not expecting it to be a finished one that you'll use. It might be, depends on how well it comes out. Mostly tunneling and got my tape. And you gotta put the tape on in a certain direction so it doesn't unwind on you. On this way, since the lathe is turning this way, you want the, I don't remember, yep, this way. You want to start and go towards at the top and go around this way. Well, that way, when you cut the tape, it's facing this direction, same direction it's just turning, and your tool won't lock that up. It should be it left this little box there. Now I can back this off and cleaning that up. So I'm just going through the motions here so you guys can see all the different ways you can create the box. You run it in double. Once you get this piece on the top here, I'm going to grab my LCA. And, oh, you know what? I'll use my chattering tool. That'd be fun, man. Create a texture on the top. You shouldn't get that with, right? So see how smooth that top is? A little rough, but we're going to texture it, so it's not going to be, don't really need to sand it beforehand. It's really bad, you want to. And really, you don't have to. Well, this is my texturing tool. Some people have them. A lot of people do have them in their shop. They don't use them as often, which is a shame because I do it all the time. And what this is it's just a piece of steel that bends. It's almost like a hacksaw blade type of steel, spring steel. And while the lathe is running, you're just going to take it across here while the lathe's running at high speed. It's going to squeal like crazy. And you just want to take it across and it'll make a really nice design. You need to raise your tool rest up for this. You want this to be angled down. You want to make sure the holder part of this isn't going to rub on your tool rest when you make the cut. You want it angled down because you'll get a much better cut. If you have it too straight, it's going to mostly just tear the wood and not actually create a nice design. So I'm going to switch to, there we go. Let's do that one. Probably a good view for this one. Yeah. So we're just going to take that across. We need to turn the lathe up a bit. And I don't know if my microphone's going to pick up this squeal or not. I'll definitely hear it here tonight. You know, and he back down. Take this and it's a nice little pattern right there. You can see it.
Yeah. And no squeal.
No squeal. But
Oh wow! How did it do that? Because that piece bends.
yes, what this is actually a sound pattern. It's the vibration of this tool that it just moves back and forth and creates that loud noise. Well, that loud noise transfers into the wood. So what you're seeing is more of a sound pattern, which is pretty neat. See all the different.
Yeah, you'll have to throw some color in that. Yes.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I'm gonna put just a small groove right here just to highlight that one spot. Then I'll grab a marker and take it across so you guys can see what that looks like. It'll highlight the high points of the. I just want to just kind of highlight this section here. You think lost in the down. And out here on the end of it. This helps show off more of where that pattern is, so you can see it better. Kind of highlights the area. Let me grab a color here. Let's see.
You know, you could almost separate it another quarter of an inch from the center. There's a different pattern there as well.
Where's that? Oh, yeah, right here, huh?
Yep.
You could do that, sure.
Yeah,
Just
good.
as the pattern changes, the further, yeah, just what's going on with the different shapes and patterns is
Distances.
it's how far away you are from the center. It changes the pattern because of the inch. This is moving kind of at a different speed per se as the center. You got more inches going by faster. Put it that way.
Right. Yeah, it's moving slower in the center. Way faster on the outside.
Right. So you're gonna end up with a different pattern. So I'm gonna use this turquoise color, and you want to turn it down to about 500. You know, and this is Sharpie. And I'm just gonna start here and just kind of just draw it across, and get to that other groove right there. There we go. Now you can really see it.
Yep.
Pretty neat, fun tool to do. And we'll play with a couple other texturing tools as the day goes on. I'm going to pull out my elf tool and some knurling tools. Just back in my rack so I know where it's at and doesn't disappeared on me. My drawers, I'll make sure I got everything where it goes. All right, there we go. So now we got that done. So now what we want to do is just take this tape off, take off the lid. We're going to hollow the inside. You know? Just up that out real quick. Let me see how far it is on there. That's kind of a loose fitting lid, unfortunately. Paper towel in the center there. And it peeled apart. Just step back in. Yeah. There you go. Just a little bit further. There we go. There'll be horses. Huh?
The G-forces pulled that in.
Yeah. But this is just a practice piece here. You can see how the grain lines up. Just up overhead. We do have some grain lining up there.
Yeah.
There. Yeah. Not too bad. Not too far off.
Not bad for government work.
All right, so we want to hollow the inside. I'm going to back off my tail center. Take the live center out of my tailstock, so your elbow does not jam into the little point right there. That's never fun. That hurt. I'm going to put this lid in my smock pocket so I know where it's at. If I don't remember, you guys can yell it. It's in your pocket. It's in your pocket. So I'm going to start this doing it like I did before with the spindle gouge. We'll cut through that, and then I'm going to grab a couple of my carbides, and we'll finish hollowing out the inside and maybe use a scraper too. I have what's called a box scraper. It might be too large for this. We'll see.
Those are usually get us head on the.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yep, we got it.
Let's trade it.
So we want to turn this up. My speed thing isn't working right now. I got the parts. I'm going to overhaul my headstock. I got a new spindle for it and everything. Because a while back, my threads got messed up on my spindles. I got a rethreading tab. Didn't quite do it as well And so some of my chucks are just a little bit off and not running exactly true. This one is for some reason. But thankfully, a couple others aren't. So I got a whole new spin ball and everything for it. All right, so we're going to start in the middle. We're just going to turn the tool at about 45 degrees and swing on high. You want to make sure you got your tool rest right at in height here. You don't want any catches. You want to start at center. And you got your tool towards about 45 degrees, 10:30. Say, if it's towards me, it's 9 o'clock, and straight up, it's 12 o'clock. It's away from me, all the way, it's 3 o'clock. So we're going to go halfway at 10:30. If there are two, but get facing forward. And we're just going to push this elbows in. And then you can start that. And there's that little point in the middle. And that around. I'm going to switch cameras real quick. Let me see this. Which one is it? Oh, so you guys can see the motion. Have you moved? Oh, you move with the smock. I don't know what for my cameras. I'll just do it by hand. And then we back this out a little bit. When you guys see how my tool handle is moving, while I do this, you see me swinging it around and change my body directions. Yep. So I'm bringing it in. And you gotta see my tool drop, my handle drop a little bit. And then lay back down. It's really difficult to start this cut and then go straight across. You don't want to do that. You want to bring the tip of the tool or the side of the tool you're cutting. You want to bring it up on an arc. And get it up and then bring it back down. And once it gets to the outside part of where you're cutting, it gets like that. As in the center. There you go. And the last half is going a really thin tendon leg. They're going to leave her a little stout because that lid's going to keep going on and off. Cool. So go a little bit deeper. And you got me my round nose carbide tool. It's got a round tip on it, just like that. Makes it easy to make a round bottom in a box. Just want to make sure it's going to ride on the center here. And I'm going to check on a deep bug, You see, use my thumb measurement here. We can go a little bit curly. And you see, everybody makes it sound into it ain't literally. So explain like that. I'm going to stop there. See, this is different than cutting like a bowl where you start on the outside and work your way in. And see, this is all end grain. And if you were to take it and push the tool in from the outside in, you can do it, but it's going to be a really rough cut. You're fighting end grain. The straws of the wood are facing this way. And what you're doing is you're actually poking them up. You're fighting against them if you start on the outside on a box like this. If you start on the inside and bring it out, what you're doing is you're laying those straws or fibers of the wood down instead of, gouging into them. Makes a nice, cleaner cut, easier cut. And for bowls, it's the opposite because unless it's an end grain bowl, if it's a normal face grain bowl or a faceplate blank, you've got end grain and side grain coming at you. So you're not fighting against that grain, you want to start on the outside and work your way towards the middle, because the grain is running this way across. When this box, the grain is running parallel with the lathe. So that's why there's two different types of cuts compared to a box, compared to a regular bowl. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing this. All right, so I'm going to go just a little. Let's see, I already played with this one. I'm going to see if my box scraper is going to fit in here. And it might, and it will. Barely. Yeah, it's not going to be big enough. I can clean up the sidewall. Yeah, this is just going to be too big of a tool. This is great for the bigger boxes. You can go a little bit deeper, and because it's a curve, you can clean up the bottom of the box much easier than with any other tool, because you can bring the tool around just like that. As you can see, it's a little bit too big for this size box, but we'll probably use it later today. So we'll just finish up again with this carbide tool. Not so much of a rough cut. You want to make sure you get rid of that little nubbin in the bottom. You do that, you just start at the bottom of the nubbin and just bring your tool up. Make sure you're on this side of the nubbin. You don't want to, if you're off center away from you, the tool can catch and conveying around towards you. So you want to make sure you show you that nubbin, the cutting edge is on your side, not the opposite. If you're not getting a really good cut, you can turn these a little bit on an angle to get more of a shear shape. These aren't pretty much more of a shape of the cutting tool like a gout. So we're just taking nice light cut it here and bring that nubbin to 9. There we go. We'll see how it looks inside. Came out pretty smooth. Yeah, a nice little round bottom in there. Kind of hard to see there. Let's see here. I got another light. You guys can see inside a little bit better. Sometimes I find this a little too bright while I'm turning. And there you can see the little side a little bit better. Has some sawdust in there still. Yeah, it works. You brush that out. It's a little rough. This is the type of wood. And this is just poplar. It's special. There we go. And then you can really see that dome down there on the inside there. Pretty nice. So light comes in handy in certain things. When it does it, it just attaches to the back side of your tool rest with magnets, and you can see it's pretty darn bright. But you can buy these online. There's a few wood turning suppliers that offer it. The wood turning store, I think, sells it. Cindy Brosa sells it on her website. They're about $20. And this is the only wood turning thing that I ever got for free. The Cindy Drosa gave me it at the, what was it? Yeah, it was down in Portland in 2018. She gave me this for free. It's because she likes me, I guess. That's the only thing from a wood turning supplier that I've gotten for free. I've never gotten free tools or anything. This is the only thing I've gotten for free. And you always want to make sure they have a light cut. Oh, I know some wood turners, and they get free stuff all the time. They get free tools, they get free chucks. Then they always go online on YouTube or something. Well, I got this for free today. They wanted me to try it out. Well, that must be nice. So there's two ways we can get rid of this bottom here. We can use this as the tenon and the chuck. You can make a jam chuck, which I usually like to use. It's when you take another same size piece and you create it enough to where it'll jam on just like when we did the body. But because I made it round, this is mostly round, jam chuck works best unless you can match that curve. If a straight-sided box, they work better. So I'm just going to clamp it down, not really hard, but I'm just going to put it right here into this chuck. This is a practice piece, so just play it around. It might leave some tool marks on that tenon. But you don't want to squish it really hard because you'll crack it, that tenon. You just want it snug enough. You can feel it. You hear it pop, you've gone too far. You can also, let me pull this up, have a piece in it. You use pen jaws and do the opposite. You put these, you crack them down all the way and you slide the piece on and then turn it up and tighten it. But the reason why I don't like to use these too much is because of all the serrations on this set anyway. And that'll leave like little marks all the way down inside your box. Plus, because this is round again, like I said, it won't grab very well. But it'd be hard to make that a run tree once you start trimming it. So I'm just doing it the best way for this particular box. Get this carbide tool away. You don't want these to fall on the ground because they work great, but then they are brittle. If they hit cement, that's the end of them. Oh no, I'm going to turn that light back on. Maybe it gets better with that light. I can always turn it back off. It's too much. A little bright. What I want to do is get rid of this tenon right here. I'm angling my tool rest at a 45 degree or so. So I'm going to adjust it, get as close as you can. Right, I really don't need that light on. Kind of irritating me. And I don't think it's really helping you guys see anything right now. Mostly really good for inside when you're following, the heat flowing. Yeah. All right, so we're going to clean this up. I'm going to leave the cameras like they are so you can see my motions here on this side, and you can see the cutting action on this one.
Yeah, it's a good view.
All right, so here we go. Turn it up a little bit. So we want to just take this down. You know what I need, Roy? All you cut here, you are gripping it on that tenon and hollow. I mean, with 80 cuts here. And what I'm doing, as far as the cutting is, you might probably saw it in the camera, but I'm cutting right here on this edge of my tool at a 45 degree, and I'm just pushing it in towards the headstock. I'm not dragging it, I'm not pushing it forward, it's just going straight headstock. And that's a great other thing I have. There's that. It happens from time to time. Like I said, I got too rough with it. I might bring up the tailstock for this one again, just for a. But yeah, I'll probably bring up that tailstock this again. I don't want to tighten this to where it cracks the wood. Tailstock will help with most of that tenon, with the fit up in that area. And just use the point one again. Full rest in place. It'll stop in place.
Up and zoom in camera. Can you flip that one to the overhead?
Oh, yep.
Let's leave your full body. What?
Let's see. Not that one.
If that's fine.
There's another one. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You guys can see my motions here, and you see the overhead stuff. And that little point, that little point there is throwing off my center point on my tell set. I didn't want to line out. And it's not running true at all. I'm just going to loosen it just a little bit so I can move it this way. Over that, thank you, Tommy. Lighten it back up. The truer, still out just a little bit, I think. Not as bad as it was. I can live with this right now. And then I'm going to create just a little bit of a divot right there for the live center going into. Don't want to push hard. Just enough to support everything, keep it from coming out of the chuck. FR if you can. I'm going to do a push cut right here. I want to make it the bottom a little bit concave. That way, when it's sitting on a table, it's just sitting on the outside ring there on about the bottom. We're going to most go out here. Okay, so let's just tell him loose. Stop it. All right. Open the base foot. Huh? And it's still providing support. Oh, yeah. Just like a little color on the end pushing into the wood now. All right, so we got that little bit of a code there. Then we're grabbing what's called the L tool. We can do is use it in this position. But they adjust any committee to hide the toolness a little bit. That is a little bit. It's called the Elf tool. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this tool, but it's a really fun texturing tool. What it is just a rare earth magnet down the inside with a bearing in the top. These are carbide cutters, generally used in like Dremels and such. I bought this one. There's kits where you can make your own. Not really hard to do. There's like, I've discovered like 6 different tips we can use that, and each tip creates a difference on the paddle. So we turn this down to about 400 RPMs to use it correctly. And what happens is when you're using this carbide tip spins, that bearing right there, and it leaves a nice little like, this tip does, it creates like an arch, like almost like a swirl on the bottom. Still too high. Want this level with the wood on center. Go. Just take your time. So step up in a cutting so I use living room. Well, each time you take the time so the tip has time to cutting the wood.
How much pressure do you apply?
Not much. I'm going to go over it one more time. And when I do that, what's going to happen is when it starts spinning, this will grab the same grooves and it'll just go deeper. Right now, it's really light texture. So just gently put it in there and it'll find its spot where it was. Let's take our time again. Let's see, this is this shade of tea that knocks down. Because this wood is kind of dense, the end grain is, I'm just going to do it a few times here. Where I don't do it on it by itself. One more time. Oh, wait, a little bit deeper. I think it should have. Yeah, there we go. Pull the tailstock back, and you guys have a look at the pattern this one. Okay. Switch cameras. There we go. See that nice little pattern right there. Pretty neat. I won't color it. Well, yeah, might as well color it. Same color, yeah. Same color as the top of the lid. Why not? Let me pop that little eager off first. Bring that spindle down here. Yeah, very light pressure here. It won't take much to get this them off. Just kind of peel it away, nice and good bone. You try to pop it out and push too hard, what can happen, it can leave like a little divot in the bottom there. So you want to just do this nicely simple. One last. Grab that, well, it's never got this fitting. If I like the edges of this one also, just turn it all the way over to 9 o'clock. But, right, see my breathe over what's it all right? Feel like I can just turn them in if I can rain in. Land. Oh, you're a minute. Oh, you get from my spindle job and keep it up. Kind of ran into the texturing. I'm just gonna get that away. And there's some run back there. Maybe like a little bit of a bead right there. Now it helped that texture stand out even more. And I want to clean up the edge of the piece, the bottom here. Working. And I'm just going to tend the tool over and just do a pop in that bottom. That's it. Any sharp edges where it's going to sit. It's going to cause splits later on. All right, so let's color this. Start at that first view on the inside, and we're just going to mix the cast and stop. There we go. Very nice. And another texturing tool. Has shapes some flower. Yeah? Very pretty. All right, so this is our sample box. Grab the lid out of my pocket here. And remember, jolt overhead. What was that thing?
If you remember,
Yeah, it's in my pocket. Let's slide up the grain here. Oh, so now we got,
looks like it's
yep, and we got nice little details on the bottom. Open it up. Could have done a little bit better on the inside of the lid. I could have made that flat and used the elf tool on the inside to create a nice pattern there too. But I wanted to move on. You got a nice soft curved bottom. Makes for something like this, a ring box or something, makes it easier to get items like that out if it's got a round bottom, so you can just put your finger in there and pull it out. If it's flat, you end up usually having to shake it out. All right, well then.